Welcome, I'm Phil, and I'm pretty excited for this session. I'm here to teach you one of the arguably greatest songs of all time. This is Imagine by John Lennon. And I'm going to be teaching you the rookie easy arrangement. So for all of you newbies out there, if you're just getting started, this is for you. You're going to be able to do this. It's really fulfilling and fun to play this arrangement. It covers the intro, the verse, the pre-chorus, and the chorus. All right, my friends, we're looking at the grand staff. And of course, that means both hands. The top treble staff represents the right hand notes. The bottom bass staff represents the left hand notes. And take a look at this. The left hand is just resting for this intro. Now, we will be playing with the left hand in the future sections, but for now, the right hand is setting this intro up. So let's talk about that first. We're going to get our right hand up into our hand position. I'll teach you that now. We're going to put our first finger on G, above middle C. So here we are here. The rest of our fingers will fall to the right. Second finger on A, third finger on B, fourth finger on C, and our fifth finger, pinky, on D. If you haven't done it yet, get your hand up here. Get familiar with this hand position. We can play up and down through it. We really want to get familiar here because this hand position is going to remain the same through the entire arrangement. That's right, we're not going to be jumping around and moving around here. Once you're locked in, you're set for the whole song, all right? So now that we're in position, let me go ahead and teach you the finger pattern for the notes that we see here to start in this intro. First, we see a 1. That means our first finger. And that's on G. We'll do another G. Another 1. Then we play 3. That's on B. Next up, we have 2 on A. And we'll do a few of those 2s as well. Now we're going to rest. We're halfway through this intro. Check it out. We're going to do the same thing again. 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2. Okay, well, I hope you can see that even after just a couple of numbers, we're already hearing something that's sounding like this song, right? Maybe it's the melody or the piano riff. Now, you probably remember from the intro that we just worked on, our hand position, but we only used the first 3 fingers, right? We were doing a pattern of 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2. Well, as we look at this verse notation, we see more notes, we see some varied rhythms, but rest assured, we're still for now just using variations of our first 3 fingers. So let's get in position, let's remember that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this through one time for you to give you a sense of how these new rhythms are supposed to feel and sound. After that, I'll teach you the new pattern. Still starting with 1, 3, 3, 2. Here's a rest. Next phrase coming up. 1, 1, 3, 2. Bit more rest. Next phrase. 1, 1, 3, 3, 2. Rest. Final phrase. 1, 1, 3, 3, 2. And rest. Okay, so you see what I mean? It's a lot of different notes and rhythms here compared to the intro, but it was still just variations of our first 3 fingers. What's really different about this section, as I mentioned, are those different rhythms. So let's take a minute to focus on the rhythmic side of things here. In the intro, we just had half notes, but here we have a mix of quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. As you guys know, a whole note is the longer note, a half note is half of that, a quarter note is half of a half note. We got to spend some time with these rhythms, so let's dig in. So as I mentioned, we see these different rhythms, quarter notes, half notes, whole notes. We're actually starting with 2 quarter notes. And remember, the quarter notes are the fastest notes that we see here. Those are going to move pretty quick. For example, we have quarter note, then a half note. And then we quickly move to our third finger, quarter note, quarter note. Those are going to move quickly. Then we can relax a bit on this whole note that holds for longer. And you're going to see a different variation of those rhythms for each of these phrases in the verse. So keep an eye out for that. Now, just like the right hand, the left hand too is going to be in one hand position for this entire arrangement. It's not going to be the same position though. The right hand was here. The left hand is going to start its first note on a low C right here with our fifth finger. So 5 on C, and again, the rest of our fingers will just fall to the right. So 4 on D, 3 on E, 2 on F, and 1 on G. Get very familiar here, and if it's not up yet, get that left hand up. I want you guys really internalizing these positions. So here's our left hand position. Now that we're there, I can teach you the melodic pattern here using our finger numbers, okay? We're going to start with a nice big C. We're in the key of C after all. That's a nice place to start. Okay, then we're going to rest for several measures. And don't let that alarm you. There's a reason for that, and we'll get there in just a minute. For now, I want you to skip ahead to the next note that we see. That's an F with our 2 finger. And that's going to lead to the next measure, back to 5 on C. And that's a half note. We'll rest again for several measures. Check it out again. 2, 5. I'm starting to see a pattern here, are you? 2, 5. And we'll finally end this section with a 2. So that's our hand position, but for now, we're just using these 2 fingers within that 5-note position. 5 and 2. This is an exciting point in our session here on Imagine. We're going to be putting the hands together for a whole section. This is the complete verse, and we're going to have both hands up at the piano. Let me show you how this is going to work. And let's just take a minute to look at the notation that we see on screen here. We're back to our grand staff. We've got the right hand and left hand parts up, and we can clearly see that the hands are alternating, right? The right hand starts with a rest. That's when the left hand plays its first note. And then as soon as that left hand rests, well, that's when the right hand takes over. Now, as the right hand approaches its rest, the left hand needs to get ready for 2. They're going to alternate. Ready? Now the right hand's still resting, so the left hand plays 5. Now we're back to right hand. So that's how this is going to work. You're going to go back and forth between the parts that you've learned, starting with left, then right, then left, then right. The trick, of course, is going to be, can you do it in time without pausing in between the alternating hands? So we're going to work on that now. We're going to go slow, okay? And I'm going to help you out. Let's get both hands up. Start with left. Now right hand. Hold it. Get ready for left hand 2. Now left hand 5. Back to right. Again, left hand 2. 5. Back to right. Switch again. End it with left hand 2. Yeah, this is pretty fun, right? Playing between the melody and some bass notes in the left hand. I love this kind of arrangement. We're going to kick things off now with the right hand for the pre-chorus. And get those 4th and 5th fingers ready and warmed up because we're finally going to be using those as well. And let's just remind ourselves of our hand position. It hasn't changed, even though we're going to be using new fingers. G position, thumb on G, right? Now we can see in the new material, we're starting with our 4th finger. That's a C. Right? So 4, 2, 4, and then 5. Look at that. Our pinky gets to play finally. Then we see a rest, and then 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. So we get to do that again. This is a lovely little section that sets us up perfectly for the chorus. Okay, now we're ready to switch gears to the left hand for this pre-chorus. But everyone can take a nice deep breath because we already know these notes for this section. Remember 2, 5 in the left hand? Well, we're just going to be seeing a bit more of that. Let me show you. The main difference now, of course, that we're looking at the notation is that we're starting right away with our 2 finger. And then we have quite a bit of rests. We play 1, 5, and then we have even more rests. So it's really important to get into your position and to be paying attention to those rests. Okay, the time has come. You've got each hand down for the pre-chorus. Let's put them together. And just like when we put the hands together for the verse, we're going to do a bit of analysis here first. And we're going to see that the hands are in fact taking turns, right? The right hand starts with a rest here, and then it plays 4, 2, 4. Well, while the right hand starts with a rest, the left hand's actually playing, remember? We're going to alternate. So we start with left hand, then we go to right hand with the new material. Then left hand trades again while the right hand rests. Now we're trading again, right hand 3, and the left hand's done now for this section. So that's our challenge here, right? Let's put the hands together and work on when do they alternate. Let's do it at the slow tempo first, and then we'll speed it up. Starting with left. Here we go. Now right, 4, 2, 4, 5. Now here comes left 5. Now right 3. Okay, there's the slow tempo. Did you notice that even when my left hand was done with its last note, I stayed on the keyboard? I didn't take my hand off. Well, I'm thinking ahead. Our next section, I'm going to be using that hand again. So get into the habit of keeping your hands up, even if they're not playing in that moment. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through each of the new phrases here in this chorus. Let's get our hand up in our G position. We're not going to start with G though. We're starting with our 2 finger on A this time. So we're going to go 2, 4, 3, and then 2, 3, 4, 1. There's our first phrase. Second one's going to be slightly different. I'll walk through that one now. 2, 4, 3, 2, 3. So far the same, but here's where it's different. We go right to 1, and it's a whole note this time. All right? Third phrase, guess what? This is actually the same as the first, so that's good news. Let's go over that again. 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, moving to our fourth phrase, starting the same way again. 2, 4, but this time we get our pinky, our lonely pinky in the mix again. 5. And then again, 4, 5, 4. And here, when we play this C with our fourth finger, we can see a tie that's connecting it to the next C, the final note in the notation. We're not going to play that final C again. No. When we see a tie connecting the notes, we simply combine their durations. We play the first one, and we hold it through the second one until the end. What we're seeing here now is the bass staff for the chorus. And this should look kind of familiar, right? We have a single note and then a bunch of rests. Another note, a bunch of rests. This is kind of how our left hand part has been for some of these sections. The difference is we're not playing 2, 5 anymore. We're going to be playing 2, resting for a while, and then playing 3 on E. Then we're going to go right back to 2. And then rest, rest, rest. Same thing. 3 whole note, and then 2 half note, rest. Rest, rest, same thing again. 3 whole note, 2 half note. That's it. So if you guys can remember 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, that's all that left hand's doing. Guys, I'm ready if you are. The time has finally come. We're going to get this chorus rocking with our hands together. Let's try it. The main thing I want to talk about here before we actually hit play and try this in time is I want to walk through this a bit out of time and remind you guys what we're doing here when we see the grand staff in this arrangement. We're going to be alternating between hands, just like we did in our verse and pre-chorus. So similarly, we start with our left hand, and then our right hand takes over. We get through that whole right hand phrase, then we pause in the right hand, we rest, and our left hand takes over with E, F. Then we're right back to right hand. Same thing here again, left hand, E, F, then right hand. That's the style. That's how we're going to be alternating here for the chorus. Really get that left hand down on its own. Really get that right hand down on its own. Then putting it together should be pretty straightforward. If it's not, you may need to review each hand a little bit more, and that's okay. Let's try it. Let's start slow. Let's start with left hand 2. Now right. Here comes left hand 3, leading into 2. Now right. That's it. Same thing, left hand. Back to right. Remember to tie the C to the end. You guys, I'm clapping because we did it. We're in the final lesson here. What we have in front of us now is simply to put this entire arrangement together. You've put your work in, you've got each section down. Well, now's the payoff, right? We're gonna get ready to perform this thing. We're gonna hit play and see if we can get all the way through without stopping or pausing, or ideally without messing up, right? That's one of the goals. Eventually, right? We're still learning this thing and still working on it. But that's what I'd like to try now. Let's work through getting all the way through this, beginning to end. Shall we? Woohoo! Yes. All right, everyone. Well, that was a blast. I'm Phil, and I loved teaching you this piece. Hope I see you for the next song lesson. Enjoy Imagine, and enjoy this beautiful instrument. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Phil. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that notification bell. And be sure to check out the Playground Sessions interactive app. It was co-created by music legend Quincy Jones. Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs.